Hello, my name is Emil and welcome to Comfort Survival. I've been living in this tent for 2 months. It's a Hawu 8 from Savotta and I think we're gonna take a look at it now.
The price is around 12 to 13,000 Danish crowns. It's available in Europe and made in Finland. The material is 10K camp shield, which is canvas. It's breathable, rainproof, mildew resistant and fire retardant.
So let's start with the design features of this tent. This is a winter teepee and normally a teepee is very high. This is an 8-man teepee, which means that it would be crazy high if it was a normal teepee. But what I really love about this and why I turned on to the Savotta or Hawu 8 was actually because it's not very high, it's very low. So because it's very low, a lot of heat is kept down, even when you do not have a stove in it. So it's warmer tent than a normal teepee. That's very nice. So by making this teepee low, what happened is that the roof also is going to be very low. And if they kept on going this angle out, there will be a lot of unused fabric. That means more weight. So instead of doing that, they dropped it straight down, which I really like. And another feature that happened by that is that when you stake it down, these points, you can really choose where you want to sit it. If you had a normal teepee, you're forced to put it down here and you can't move it around. Where with this, I can put it where the ground is strongest. The whole tent without a pole weighs around 11 kilos. This tent got another awesome feature. You got a big zipper in the middle and a proper zipper, not gonna fail you. And a proper flap so water's not gonna get through it. But what's awesome about this is that you can split it into two. I don't care so much about you can use just one half, but you can do that if you want that. But what I care about is that you can split it into two. That means two guys can carry each half. So of course this tent got a stove jack. A little bit typical for Savotta making this out of metal. Like we talked about in the start, a little bit tougher, but also a little bit heavier. But one bad thing is that it's a magnetic that keeps it from flying up. And that's glued on, so that's gonna fall off with time. So let's talk about the entrance. It's a half moon entrance that goes around with a zipper. And inside you have some flaps. So when you open this, all the heat's not gonna be blown out. So really thought a lot about the winter side of this. Personally, I think it's a little bit small to get out of. I would like it just a little bit higher, but that's a personal thing. And when it came to the entrance zipper, this is where I really got proper disappointed. They put in like a small purse zipper that doesn't belong on even a lightweight tent, and they put it on a canvas tent. So I didn't really understand that from the start, but I didn't write to them right away because I wanted to test it. I cannot say it's shit without breaking, and I really took good care of it, and it broke inside of 2 months. But luckily the next batch Savotta is sending out is gonna be with a thicker zipper, just like the other one. So really thumbs up for that. One of the reasons why I went with Savotta 10 is because of the reputation of being tough but a little bit heavier. And this is not tough and being a little bit heavier. So really looking forward for you Savotta to changing this out, because changing this out is gonna make this an awesome shelter.
There's space for 8 with all the gear outside. There's space for 4 people inside, with half the teepee free for gear storage.
The tap loops up here, they're not waterproof. I was really curious about that in the start, because when you hit a canvas tent with sun and rain, you're gonna end up hardening and making it more tight, the seams. But this one, it kept on leaking, and that's I'm pretty disappointed about. I can of course put chemicals on it, seam sealer, to keep out the water, but I really hope it could do it by itself, but it can. So the tap loops in itself are a pretty awesome idea, because it makes it possible to dry up here, but when the rain are getting through, it doesn't really do that. So the top you can open. You open the top by pushing it over. And then you have an open top. And then you got the zipper on the other side. And when you put something in here, you really got a big ventilation hole on top. And that makes it capable of actually having a fire in here. I don't recommend it, so also don't recommend it. Because I don't want to get it on me that I said you could do it. But to close it again, that's not really easy. Because you have to drag it over the top. Can be done, But imagine doing this with bare hands in like minus, see, I didn't even get it closed, in minus 40 or something like that. So everything for this tent is separate. You can buy the one side, you can buy the other side, and there's a middle section you also can buy that expands this shelter, which is also really awesome. But I just didn't have the money to buy it in the first time, but I'm definitely gonna buy it in the future because I really like this tent. Another thing you can buy is the center pole. Now you can wrap it around a tree, you can make your own pole out in the woods. Right now I'm in Greenland, so yeah, I need a fixed solution. It's a strong pole, I have no problem with it at all when it comes to that personally, but that's a little bit OCD. I would like to see it a little bit more tight. In every joint it can give a little, but it's not much. Strength wise, there's nothing to come after. It's a strong pole, center pole, and it's gonna last you a long time. For the use of this tent, it's a deep winter tent. I would say for such a big size, this tent is very easy to set up and goes very quick up. Because I lived in it, I used so much time in it permanently, I haven't set it up and down so many times. But I know compared to a lot of the base camp tents that we have on the ice, this takes a whole lot shorter time, and I know the more that I set up, the faster I'm going to be capable of doing it. So for something that I would actually consider a base camp tent, this is the fastest base camp tent I know that I can set up. So who's this tent for? I will not say it's for the weekend camper. It's for the winter expeditions, the deep winter camp, the base camp, all of this stuff where you have a pulk or you need a tough tent. And you can split it in a backpack because it can be split up into two sections, and that's make it possible for backpack. Heavy in a backpack, but possible. Okay, rounding up. Pros, it's a tough tent, especially when that zipper is changed. It's a fairly light tent. It can be split up into two. You can heat it with a stove. It's a low tent, so you keep more heat in. So I think it's a freaking awesome tent like that. Cons, it's raining through the loops. It's hard to close the top, and the stove jack the magnetic is getting loose, even though it doesn't really change that much on it, but just that it's getting loose because it's glued on. That's pretty bad. The entrance, but that zipper is going to be changed, and then it's going to be an awesome entrance. So I think with the pros and cons, all in all, it's a pretty awesome tent, but it's still got some small tweaks that could be done. So what I personally would like to see changed in this tent, you got the entrance right over here. I would like to see that with a zipper for mesh, and two zippers on the side where the stove jack and the entrance isn't. On each side of that I want to see a half moon zipper with the mesh also, so you have 3 points where air could come in, and that will make it very nice for having a fire in the middle. And also if it had mesh, you could use it in the summer, because this is canvas, and canvas is awesome for keeping it temperate. Not only for making it extremely hot in the winter, but also making it temperate in the summer temperature. So only those two changes, this would be an awesome summer tent, and that means it's a 4-season tent. You can use both for summer and winter, so that's personally that I would like to see that. Comfort Survival out.